Panthera, Rogue.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apex Overwatch Season 3. I am Atlas, this is Achilles, and this is the game that you've all been waiting for.
Yeah, it really has been. I mean, Kongdu Panthera, we saw these guys the first day of Apex Season 3 going up 2 maps over top of Lunatic High, defending champions from Season 2, and then being reverse swept. It was a very good-looking start to that series for them. Fell very shortly to the wayside, but still, this could be a very tough matchup for the likes of Rogue coming into this. And Kongdu Panthera, pretty much everything on the line here. A loss here means that they are reliant on Mighty AOD picking up a victory versus Lunatic High, which is very statistically unlikely to occur. So Kongdu Panthera, they're going to go all out trying to secure a victory here against Rogue, but it's going to be a bit of a clash of the metas here, because Rogue, the ones that have kind of defined the current situation of triple DPS coming into this, whereas Kongdu Panthera, they still like to play the 2-2-2 and the triple tank against it.
Yeah, over the last 6 months, in fact, they've played triple tank almost, 70% of the time? Something like that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's also the past coming into it, but even in their first set, they only played triple DPS on Dorado. It was the only map that they ran it on. Everything else was either the 2-2-2, which is their most popular, and then the triple tank coming through. We saw X6 being very stubborn, not changing their playstyle there in the first matchup, going, you know, triple tank into the likes of the triple DPS from a Freak of Freaks blue, and they really struggled for it. Kongdu Panthera, their players are going to be much more mechanically skilled compared to that of X6's, you'd have to say, with the likes of Birdring and Rascal on this roster. But still, if they can't show flexibility, show a little bit more adaptation into that triple DPS meta, this could be pretty one-sided very quickly for Rogue.
Yeah, it could be a difficult one, just as like a clash of styles occurs. But if you look at both of the Kongdu teams, I mean, Panthera has been the team that is known for having strong players individually, but not necessarily that coordinated play. So we'll see whether they've been working on that. And now that this is sort of like the super team of Kongdu, if you'd like to say, that you know, they can make it work, because, you know, Rascal, of course, Birdring as well, both of these guys, fantastic DPS players. Yeah. And whether Rogue will have, I guess, the mechanical skill to outmatch these guys is going to be an important question, and whether or not they can come up with some sneaky ideas to try and get them across the line that way as well. Because, I mean, Overwatch is a game of intelligence as well. I mean, we saw just before, I mean, a Freak of Freaks Blue just had better ideas going into every single one of those maps over X6, and Rogue could possibly try something like that as well.
Yeah, we'll see what they have to do. I think as far as the DPS is concerned, AKM doesn't have much to worry about going up against the likes of Rascal and Birdring. I think maybe they'll give him a little bit of run for his money, but he can hold his ground. The one that I'm going to be focusing on for the most part is going to be Nico, who looked a little bit flustered and upset with himself during the set. It was his LAN debut, so you have to, you know, get rid of those nerves, kind of shake that off. But it seemed like he was the one that was being impacted the most, especially by their loss on the 2-point capture map Temple of Anubis in their first set. So I want to, you know, kind of focus in on him during the game, see how he's performing, and whether or not he can keep up with Rascal.
Yeah, we have to remember as well that he's left-handed, actually plays with the mouse in his left hand. I'm left-handed myself, but I actually use the mouse in my right hand. That's why I'm terrible at video games, because this hand just ain't that great at like having any accuracy. But of course, the reason why he's still a fantastic player is because he gets to use his dominant hand. But it's difficult when you're sitting at these new desks. I mean, you benefit so much more from online play if you have a unique setup as well. So it's about him just getting used to playing in a different environment and trying to sort out that desk to work for a left-handed player.
Yeah, it's just comfort across the board. Getting comfortable in front of an audience, you know, getting comfortable with your setup. So I want to see, you know, how he's prepared for that coming into this. I'm sure that, you know, he's got teammates they're seasoned. They've been on LAN before. They can talk him up. They can say, you know what, don't worry about it. You know, it's just kind of a one-off. Just shake it off. First time playing in front of an audience. Just get ready and focus in on the performance. You know, just basically you want to pretend that the audience isn't there.
Yeah, and this Rogue roster has shown some fantastic performances online as well. I mean, winning like the last, five tournaments over the last 2 months, something like that, just ridiculous. So they have certainly shown that they can do it, and especially now that they have a fully French roster. I mean, the communication's there. We saw it in their last match. I mean, these guys are super coordinated. When they know that they're going in, they go in and they go in hard, and they are able to lock down these points. That's why sort of hybrid is so good for these guys. They look fantastic when they're there. So we can see actually there are Some Rogue fans in the audience.
Yeah, plenty of Rogue fans out here today, so showing some love for AKM and France as a whole.
Yeah.
But Rogue is back. That is the big story here for Apex Season 3. Season 1, they were there. We're not. Okay, there we go. Suddenly we're not Korean anymore.
We somehow made an extra person,
we just transitioned very quickly there. But, coming back in from Season 1, picking Envious, losing, is a bit of a tough time for them. But now let's go ahead, hear from the players, hear from the likes of Kongdu Panthera as they get ready to go into the set.
로그의 연승의 분위기, 야 이게 대한민국 무대에서도 통하는구나라는 것을 만들어냈습니다.
My first OGN Apex match was really great. It's my first, so I was excited. From the last match, we're not satisfied because we expect 3-0, but try to not make this mistake again.
콩두 판테라는 후반으로 가면 갈수록 뭔가 체력이 떨어지는 듯한 느낌을 지울 수 없었고요. 멘탈을 좀 강화시킬 필요가 있어 보이네요.
여태까지 시즌 진행되면서 역습이 딱 2번 있었는데 그게 모두 저희 팀이더라고요. 아마 콩들어서 2번 있었던 게 아닌가. 이번에 이제 판테라 리빌딩도 그렇고 저한테 힘을 되게 많이 실었는데 아무래도 조가 이렇게 돼버리니까 OGN이 많이 밉네요. 어떻게든 올라가서 보여줘야죠. 팬분들한테도 시청자분들한테도.
대화 안 돼요.
그렇습니다. 거기에
완벽하게 잡고 EMP 이니시 걸어버려도 돼요 이렇게. 들어가서 리즈 다 죽죠.
Panthera got a better hero pool. They know the meta in every map or round on course. I guess the weakness is just team play. If you get more team play than them, we should won the map and won the match.
자, AKM 전시 조준경 목표를
로그의 3D를 앞세워서 만든 그 조합이 너무 강력하다라는 얘기가 많은데 저희는 2딜로도 2명에서도 3명을 상대할 수 있다고 생각해요. 딜러진도 그렇고 뭐 메모도 너무 빠지지 않는다고 생각해요.
I guess they will choke again, like Lunatic. The score position is for me 3-1. If you won, of course.
저희가 3위입니다. 시즌 초반에 해외팀은 어떨지 몰랐는데 이제는 저희의 상대가 아닌 것 같아요. 첫 패배 안겨드리겠습니다.
It's heating up in here.
Yeah, there are some fighting words coming from both sides. Kongdu Panthera, of course, saying that we're too handsome to lose, I believe, was a rough translation.
Yeah, saying, not only are our DPS better, but we're better looking. So he's calling out the shots on all fronts. So some strong words.
There was one very good point raised by Soon, though, just saying that if our coordination is better, we will be better on the day, which I think is going to be really, really important for both of these rosters.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, Rascal's saying, they're really good at triple DPS, but we can more than handle it with 2. So it seems like Kongdu Panthera is still going to have that same mentality, going for the 2-2-2, maybe even still the triple tank in this matchup. It's going to be risky either way, but this should be one hell of a showing for both of these teams. Everything, again, if you're just joining us, is on the line for Kongdu Panthera. Need a victory here, or their fate is in the hands of mighty AOD, which is not really where you want to place it.
It's most certainly a dangerous prospect. And of course, Kongdu Panthera, if we see Rogue take the first 2 maps, maybe they can get some vengeance on themselves.
Revenge reverse sweep.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how you break the Kongdu curse, you make sure that you can get your own reverse sweep.
That would be a sight to behold for sure, and that would probably be one of the most exciting sets that we would have seen in the history of Apex if that were to happen here today. But for now, Rogue going to be looking to start things off nice and strong from the get-go.
Yeah, utilizing that coordination and team cohesion that we know they are so good at, and we know is also a weakness for Kongdu Panthera. It's like a lot of really, really big guns that aren't being held together by much. Like everyone with a whole lot of mechanical skill. But now with the change up in the rosters as well, we'll see what they can do. But let's look over the side of Rogue. And the question still remains, is that 2-point capture going to be the bane of their existence, or has the practice this week really helped them out?
Yeah, only time will tell when we get to that for our 3rd map. For now, I'll have to start things off on King the Hill. I really do love that photo of Soon. It's just such a good face. But a lot of pressure on these guys as they come through. So a lot of pressure on the coach, on Hulk to come in here and kind of talk these guys down. So what, that was a one-off. Sure, 3-1 victory for us. It's good that we got the win. Anubis was bad, but you know what? We're going to recover from that. All of the practice that we got this week is going to make up for it. We're going to show that here today to the audience, to the viewers at home.
Yeah, that Korea has not overtaken the West, and that Rogue are going to be able to do it, because we heard, you know, from that, a lot of flack in the video, but still, I mean, Kongdu Panthera was saying, look, we have now overtaken. We'll have to see whether that is indeed the case. I'm not sure whether this is going to prove that definitely. Let's have a look at these players, what they're likely to be grabbing, as Birdring and Rascal sort of both trading the Tracer, but Rascal pretty fantastic on that particular pick. Also, some Sombra in there for him as well. So on the other side, Rogue, AKM, and Soon, definitely the Tracer guy.
Yeah, that's just going to be basically where he's stuck to. Tracer is so very engrossed in the meta at the moment. I mean, to the point where we see, you know, the likes of Mango again on Rhino Gaming Wings, flexing that one off from his Ana play. So Tracer, pretty much a must-have in just about any setup at the moment. Whether it's the 2-2, the triple tank, you know, Tracer can still be fit right into that composition, so you have that backline pressure jumping onto the likes of the enemy Ana and the Zenyatta especially, who has made a bit of a resurgence here with the dive comps coming through.
Yeah, you can see Fisher and Void. Pretty standard stuff, Void with a cute little Lucio in the back pocket, but Nico, I mean, some question marks have been raised about this guy's Genji play. I mean, playing Genji in Korea is difficult just because there's so many fantastic Genji players here, but we'll see whether he's going to be able to step up here as well, especially now with a little bit more experience on the Apex stage, having all of his stuff sorted out. See whether he's going to be A-okay and can prove some of the doubters wrong, Kilios.
Yeah, I really do think that it was just the first time land nerves coming through from Nico. I mean, he's proven himself time and time again online in, you know, multiple tournaments. The 5 first-place finishes that they have coming into this event. So we know that he has that potential, just needs to find his comfort zone here on LAN and Apex Season 3. And maybe that starts right now. Maybe it was really just that first game jitters that we saw from them just a week ago. And they can go ahead and turn it all on its head.
Yeah, you can see Nico on your screen right now in his left hand. So it looks like he's comfortable though. Looks like he's ready.
He got nice and settled.
Yeah, and let's have a look for our first map. Of course, the first one we saw was Oasis. We'll see whether we're going back. We are. There's an Oasis once again.
Alrighty, so double Oasis here today. No Ilios, no Lijiang Tower coming out for us. No Nepal, which we haven't seen in quite some time. But yeah, Oasis,
sort of miss Nepal.
Always a good one. And this is going to be one of those maps like we saw in University earlier today, like we saw from Twilight back during the promotion tournament, where that Sombra can really excel, constantly just flanking in from the sidelines, getting those EMPs built up, and just helping to rip through. We know that Rascal plays it. We'll see if Rogue wants to bring it out themselves.
Yeah, the thing that I really like about Oasis as well is that you can see a whole lot of different compositions. Like, every point has a different style that you can incorporate. So we're going to be seeing a lot from both of these teams on just the first map as well. And this is exactly how you want to set up for a best-of-5 series.
It is. All right, well, a lot on the line here for both of these teams. Rogue wanting to look as dominant as possible on their return to Korea after 2 seasons of Apex. The side of Kongju Panthera needing that victory to keep their round of 8 hopes alive. Let's go ahead, see who's going to start things off with a victory as we move on to our first map, headed to Oasis.
I get it.
All right, pretty well matched,
Yeah.
you'd have to say, from the Rogue fans coming out.
Maybe a little bit more for Panthera, but that would sort of make some sense.
They have some fangirls.
It's somewhat the home ground advantage.
I mean, there's a reason that Rascal kind of talked about their players' looks.
Are you saying it's the Lunatic High issue again?
Yes,
Too many handsome players?
Not nearly as severe as the Lunatic High issue.
Severely handsome.
But
my kingdom to be severely handsome.
I'm more so meant with the severity of how fanatical their fan base is. But I guess yeah, we'll give them that. We'll say that they're severely handsome. Why not?
Yeah, I like it a lot. But we've got relatively identical compositions here as Luffy has decided to hop onto the Ana when we've got the Zenyatta from Unko.
Very surprised that we actually don't see any Sombra starting things off here on the side of University. So
Yeah.
a bit shocking. Did not see that pick come through, but for now, it's just going to be poking back and forth. Both these Tracers trying to build up those pulse bombs as best as possible. Kongdu Panthera wrapping around onto the high ground for now as they wait for that point to unlock. Rogue just going to be operating down on the low.
Yeah, getting some decent poke in though, as Nico, you can see, already down to half health, and Waka Waka has been taken out by Unko. Nicely played here. So Rascal's building this ult charge as quickly as possible. Rogue getting some pretty key first picks.
Big recall there for Soon, keeping himself alive, so poking around, trying to build up the pulse bomb as quickly as possible. Goes low yet again, but the healing will be coming through, keeping him topped off. Cap, however, starting to come through for Kongdu Panthera, almost having 50% of the way there. As Rogue has starting to peel back, but they're just going to opt to go straight through the front door. Push their way back in, and Waka Waka yet again goes down. Tac Visor already built up here for AKM, going to pop this one out. Looking for a target. Sound Barrier's there to match as well, making sure that he's safe.
Yeah, Wiz
Go
built
ahead
that
and rip
one up
right through
so
him. Double
quickly.
kill.
Yeah, massive coming out of AKM, and that is going to be the first point picked up by Rogue. Can they hold on to it is the question. We do have Birdring respawning now with the Pulse Bomb available.
I mean, really hard fought to get control over that first one. And Rogue do end up coming out on top. AKM, that was one of the fastest Tac Visors that I've seen in a while.
So quick.
Yeah, built that up very nicely, so good poking out from him.
Even wins as well. I mean, having that sound barrier so early as well.
Yeah.
Now already up to 21%. Kongdu Panthera just getting themselves back in position. Try and unleash this one.
Transcendence.
Yeah, Transcendence has already come out from Unko. Very aggressive usage of that one as Panthera looking to see what they can do. As there's the Pulse Bomb. He's going to take down Unko, but they trade it as Luffy falls as well. Both of these supports falling down. Helix Rocket's going to take down Fisher off to the side as Rascal's just up here unharassed.
He's just free-frying from the top side, but I mean, now he's going to get jumped on. He gets booped off the map, actually, which means that Rogue should maintain control over this.
Yep, backhanded.
As they push back in.
Nicely played by Nox as Nico is going to take down Void and his mech.
Yeah, I was looking a little bit questionable there. You know, Unko going down after the Transcendence. The Pulse Bomb finds him, but there's no real further capitalization. Just getting rid of the Zenyatta. No follow-up means that Kongdu Panthera can't really push back in. And Rascal, you know, not able to contest that point, just has to sit on the high ground, build up as best as he possibly can. Almost has another Tac Visor ready to go. Maybe that's the opening for them if they can couple it with a nano boost from Luffy, but he's still a ways off on this.
Sound Barrier comes out. Now they're looking to try and do some more. Oh my god, AKM just Helix Rockets Birdring right in the face. Void has picked up a kill off to the side though in response as Nox, the front line is going to be going down. You can see Rogue still on this point, still in relative control as we go up to about 86%. Now the fight back comes in from Panthera, but they've lost two already. Rascal has the Tac Visor. He can bring that out when he gets back here, but it might just be too little too late as we're up to 95% already.
Yeah, they're going to pop everything, but it's the double Pulse Bomb coming through. Finds Waka Waka and Rascal. Birdring answers with one, finds Unko, but a triple kill for Soon, who is just destroying on that Tracer at the moment. Into overtime we go. Nano boost down onto Fisher with a Primal Rage as he tries to buy time.
It's most definitely desperation now coming out of Panthera, and you can see Rogue just playing this one out so nicely. Fisher grabs a couple with this Primal Rage.
They have the recap here.
They are going to be able to spill it over, but still.
Ooh.
Rogue, very powerful, full 100%.
I mean, despite that pick coming through from Soon, as he does keep himself alive, almost went down there, but it was really the nano boost on the Winston to help buy time. Primal Rage on top of it means that he can just stay in there for so very long, and they pick off Rogue one after another to get control. But now, 99% accrued for Rogue. They need to hold on to this for so long, Kongdu, if they want to take this first round on Oasis.
Panthera Rogue is so good at coordinating once they have those ultimates, and now they've got so much time to work with, they can have the perfect timing to try and get this point as best they can.
Transcendence used by Unko.
Throwing that one down as Birdring can't really stay in here. Pulse Bomb flies out. As you can see, now Rogue are fighting back. That's 3 picks already as Void takes down AKM.
He gets knocked onto the back and he falls, so this is just going to be Rogue's fight to lose. Looks like they will be coming out victorious as that overtime. Yeah, that Overwatch time. I mean, technically it is Overwatch time. The overtime ticks down, and they go ahead and pick up University.
Yeah, really nice statement game coming out from Rogue for the first point. See whether they can keep this one up. You can see smiles on their faces. Nico's looking happy, and that is a scary one.
Yeah, Nico being happy is terrifying.
I'm not going to lie to you, it is, because
I mean, it means that he's feeling comfortable. This is the big thing that we're talking about. And I mean, you know, strong showing here from Rogue, Soon especially with that Tracer, just destroying time and time again. And AKM looking very comfortable on the Soldier. Kongdu finally able to get that flip back, but can't hold on to it for long enough, so they lose out on University. As we now shift over yet again. One more win as Rogue picks up that first map, sets themselves up for success.
See whether they can keep on this one. Is now Rascal switched over to the Farah. We've got the Pharmacy composition coming out. Pretty standard stuff, but it's with the 2-2-2 composition instead of that triple tank that we have. Sorry, triple DPS. We've been seeing a little bit more with the Pharmacies. Rascal's just going to get ripped out of the sky. AKM. This guy's been playing so well so far.
I mean, one of the things that I wasn't too convinced from with their first performance was AKM on the Farah, but showing, he doesn't even need it to try to go toe-to-toe. The Soldier is more than perfect. Just snipe him out of the sky. Comes up with that first blood, and this is going to establish Rogue very early in onto the point. Fisher trading back one. He takes out soon, but he's going to lose his life at the same time. And first cap comes through from Rogue, and this is looking a bit reminiscent of University.
Yeah, although this was even faster, Achilleos. Dangerous times for Kongdu Panthera, who really do need to get victories here. Maybe they're setting themselves up for that reverse sweep that we were talking about, but that's not a position you ever want to put yourself in as any team. And maybe Rogue are now starting to answer some of the questions that we have had for them as well. I mean, how dominant are they going to be really when they head into
If you got a stick, that would have been amazing.
But bomb. Oh, Waka Waka's just going to get taken down. It's like he didn't know it was there.
Yeah, he was just way too distracted, just trying to poke out. He's trying to go DPS Lucio, but instead he gets taken out. So stick doesn't matter. Still finds the kill. And that's just going to hold Kongdu Panthera even further.
Soon just looks to be able to do anything that he wants.
I mean,
Pops up to the jump pad, but it looks like this battle he might actually win. Oh, as he gets another go, that's fantastic.
Yeah, you jump even faster. Just recall down to the bottom, come back in, jump back up.
Oh, they're just going to try and stagger this deeper back as much as possible.
Yep, get the
Jumps
kill on the end.
off the edge.
So, I mean, lots of ultimates available right now for Kongdu. They almost have a fifth one ready with the barrage getting ready to come up here for them, but again, I think that this is just going to be a similar situation as we saw from X6 versus Afrika Freaks Blue. They might have all these ultimates, but Rogue seem like they can take care of them through the ultimates without having to expend too many of their own.
Rascal's able to get some decent damage off to the side. Discord Orb comes out, lots of damage actually.
And that's going to be that Tech Visor from the backside. No one to protect them, and Luffy goes down right off the bat. No res available. Fisher will fall. Transcendence does get popped out here from the side of Unco, but they are just going to rip right through.
Once again.
They lose wins, that's it. The barrage, which took so long to build up, gets popped out. He only gets one kill onto win, so he can zip his way back onto the point. It's about to be 99%. Rogue looking to have that 2-0 round victory to take Oasis.
Yeah, Fisher is just going to jump into the Primal Rage and try and do what he can to stop this one up. He gets one of the kills, but goes down pretty quickly. And now it's about stall. Can Panthera get themselves into a position where they can have everyone around? Oh, Fisher's going to be back up now that the res comes out from Luffy. And they do have the sound barrier. Can they get the flip, though? As Rascal does have decent positioning on the sky, and they do get it.
Yeah, it's buying them some time as they poke back in here, so they will get the recap. But yet again, 99% here for Rogue. Just need that one retake. Nice little boop off for Rascal. Yeah. Finds Uncos. That's a cheeky little play forward.
Very cute.
Only buys them a couple extra seconds here before that respawn.
All those seconds are important, Achilleos. I mean, they've got to try and wait another 80% on this point. And if Rogue get any sort of flip, you have a feeling that it is going to just be it.
Oh, looks for it a second time, doesn't quite get it. Fool me once. Still not going to have the second one there for Unco.
Nope. Well, now Rascal still hunting for targets as Rogue regrouping now off to the side. Birdring being annoying, as Traces generally do.
It's very deep into the back line, trying to get rid of Unco yet again, but doesn't quite find it.
Has a pulse bomb available, but he's going down very, very low. You can see AKM so good at tracking all of these targets. And Rascal is going to fall down. Once again, I mean, it's a perfect example of exactly what I just said.
It's a big opening here for Rogue as they try to push in. There's no res to bring that Panthera back up. They do lose AKM, however, so Void finding him is going to be a very nice take. Pulse bomb comes through, not going to get a kill.
Yeah, Waka Waka unfortunately going to be taken out here as well as the Primal Rage has been thrown down by Fisher. 60% now on this point for Kongdu Panthera.
Now barrier out.
Yeah, Rogue are looking to try and hold on to this one. They should be able to do so as Birdring is going to get taken down by Soon. Pulse Bomb flies out as well. As Soon is just able to create so much space.
Oh.
Good rocket barrage though. It's Kongdu Panthera able to answer back. Rascal kills himself though, unfortunately. It's not what you want to do.
Yeah, he gets the one, but then loses out Actually, the barrier, I believe, coming down from Nox, placed right in front of him, means that the explosions from his own barrage kills him. So a very nice little 1v1 play there from the side of Nox, but ultimately Rogue are now losing out on these exchanges. They have that attack visor ready to go, but they have to also get through the res of Luffy, which, with limited ultimates available for Rogue, could be so crucial. If he can get rid of the Pharaoh or the Mercy off the bat, that would be a massive opening, but now it's in the double overtime.
Yeah, and Rascal getting targeted once again. There's the attack visor. Sound barrier to answer on the side of Kongdu Panthera. They do have a lot of options here, as AKM, thankfully for Rogue, is still alive. Pushed out, can't really be where he wants to be right now. Is soon down to 6 health and will get taken out by Birdring. This could be the opportunity now for Panthera with a man advantage. Nox is going to fall as well on the side of Rogue. We're looking to go to a 3rd point if Kongdu Panthera can keep this up.
Transcendence is down. They're trying to stay in this as best as possible. Rascal pops that barrage. The right click comes through, but no one's on the point. And that will actually be City Center picked up by Kongdu Panthera despite the strong start. I mean, that's kind of understating it. The extremely strong start from Rogue. But they don't find it.
Looked like it was going to be easy for Rogue, but nope. Not going to happen. It's going to be turned around. So Panthera probably feeling the pressure here, understanding that they have to win this series. You could feel the desperation, but it held out.
Well, this is going to be now forced all the way through to Garden for Rogue to pick up this first map, but Kongdu Panthera bouncing back. I mean, stubbornly sticking with the pharmacy comp, still finding success on it, despite the fact that Rascal ended up killing himself with that last barrage, but otherwise, a nice little turnaround for them. Take it all the way from 99% to a victory, but can they close it out is the question.
Now it is going to be AKM versus Rascal here as the Farah battle is going to commence. A lot of room in the sky, of course, makes so much sense to have this Farah Mercy composition as Rascal immediately takes down wins. Good start for Kongdu Panthera.
Yeah, it follows up with one on the suit, so already
this could
having
be
a
the
much
answer
better
to my
performance.
question. Rascal with 2 very, very early on.
Still not having as much of a meter built up here on his ultimate as AKM, but they will get the first cap. So a very strong start for the likes of Kongdu Panthera. See if they can keep this up. How long can they hold on to the point before we have that flip come through?
Yeah, plenty of time to set up positioning as well inside of Kongdu Panthera, and we'll see what Rogue's tactic is for trying to breach this point. As you can see, AKM diving in from the side, looking for those full-on hits. Finding one. There it is.
Needs more though. The Mercy heals constantly coming through. Unko goes down.
Actually going to kill himself somehow. Drops off the edge.
Might have drifted off the map and there's no one there to pick him up. And then, yeah, AKM goes down. Unko's still at 23% for his Mercy ultimate. Luffy has already built his, used it, and will be surpassing him in ulti percentage. Kongdu Panthera are playing this out so well on Garden, and Rogue just looking a bit lost now.
Yeah, looking like everything's gone a little bit awry. Rogue, it might be time to change up this tactic because that percentage bar is ticking up and they don't want to lose on control. I mean, we know that Rogue, control is such a good map type for them as Luffy. He's going to get that sound barrier to help him out as everyone, just so many ultimates available here for Kongdu Panthera, and Rogue are trying to get out as many of them as possible. It's just looking so dangerous as Birdring just snaps himself back, gets all of that health, and they're pushing them so far away from this point.
The tracking from Birdring right now is just so on point, following through, getting wins, getting soon.
Oh, God.
And they take out AKM right at the end.
We'll be ticking up to about 80%. Only a couple more pushes available here for Rogue. They need to get all the coordination that they're known for. All of these things that Rogue are so good at needs to come together right now. They've got 4 ultimates. Now's an opportunity for them to try and make something happen. Sound barrier is very close to making that 5.
Rogue might just have to dump everything into this push. Double res available here on either side. Barrage comes down.
Does come out, but they've picked off the Mercy very quickly. Rogue, an opportunity now as Rascal throws down the ultimate. Answering ultimate, actually, as both of the Faras have utilized theirs. So we're now into overtime, though, and Kongdu Panthera are losing their lives. Only half of them left remaining, and Rogue looks to be able to switch this one back.
That is that's the kind of tracking that AKM has needed this entire time. Snipes Fisher right out of the sky. Delays him very heavily on the respawn. And the biggest thing was getting rid of Luffy before he could use the resurrection. That's what really added in for Rogue able to get back in this. AKM dropping down the barrage, immediately got killed by Rascals, but he's able to be brought back to life because Unko stayed safe. But now, 99%, can they do what Kongdu Panthera just did to them on City Center and hold this all the way through?
Yeah, now the fire battle. Oh, AKM in trouble. Gets knocked back, just needs one
right
more.
on
There
top
it
of
is, too easy for Rascal. Sets that one up really, really nicely. Pulse Bomb is going to find a kill, but just going to be a bit of zoning out of the self-destruct. Nox gets up a kill for himself as both of the Winstons have been able to take down the Lucios.
The winds went down, and that means that Nox is going to fall as well. He gets taken out soon, going down. As Kongdu Panthera very aggressively look for this retake. They get rid of the Diva. They might just have it.
Birdring is just going off right now. Void's able to take down AKM there as well with a lot of help from that Tracer.
That should be it.
It's looking to be as Kongdu Panthera have managed to get that point back. A rocket barrage is there to seal the deal. First control goes over to Kongdu Panthera. And what looked like it was just going to be 2-0 for Rogue, and then they came back and held that last garden point with a vengeance.
I mean, that was so very well done by Kongdu Panthera. You know, from City Center into Garden, just absolutely destroying, and you really can't sing enough praise for Birdring on that Tracer. His tracking, his target selection, constantly on point, having pulse bombs to open up multiple picks for his team. So really strong performance from him, and you know, I talked about this earlier on. I was not that impressed by AKM on the Pharah last week. Didn't seem to be as strong, and he couldn't contest with Rascal up in the sky, bringing it out. I think it's something like the Soldier that got him that opening kill on City Center, maybe even the McCree, that he can just snipe out with, you know, hit scan to lock down that Pharah in the sky would be better. But instead he tries to go for the 1v1, and they come up short.
Yeah, and Rascal just had so much prowess in just the 1v1 as well. He just knew exactly how to deal with these other Pharah Mercy compositions. One thing I do want to say, though, is that Soon was definitely out-tracering in our first map in University. He was looking like the better tracer over Birdring, but Birdring really got his eye in that last rounders. Let's have a look which hybrid map we are going to be going to for our second map of the night.
Bonnie.
Bonnie is going to be the decision here from Rogue.
Going to be bringing this one out. So we did see last time around, it's King's Row for these guys. I want to move over to Numbani this time out. Well, I should clarify that. They did not select the King's Row. That was their enemy selecting it.
They didn't, yep.
But Numbani forward for them. So I'm going to be feeling confident on this. They themselves actually said King's Row, you know, that's not our best. So they want to change it up a little bit. Move over to Numbani. We've seen this a bit more, X6, when they played last time, or the time before. Had actually gotten 0-3'd by Kongdu Uncia.
Yeah, the Numbani is
so it's a bit hit or miss
really
with this
their
map.
favorite map, to be honest. We're looking over there.
It can be hit or miss. We've seen it, you know, push all the way to the end. We've seen those full holds very prevalently on Numbani.
Yeah, we've seen overtimes the whole way, but we'll see what happens now as we hop over to Numbani.
I get it.
All right, on to Numbani. We've all got it. We're all ready.
Always getting it, except for that one time. Which is probably the only time we haven't got it.
Yeah, no, it was rough, but at least now we've got it twice in a row. Things are feeling a whole bunch better as Kongdu on the defense first time, and Waka Waka has at least left the base as the Torbjorn, and we have seen the Torbjorn being utilized on Numbani for the first point.
This is, yeah, growing in popularity. See where Waka Waka wants to throw down his turf. We've seen a couple different locations for it. Looks like he might be going for the staircase. But honestly, the one that I've been liking quite a bit is to the left side of the point going down into the street space. You place it right up against that Unity Plaza building, and it just has sight over the entire point. And most people aren't ready for it, and most people can't really get into a position to actually take it out early on for the push.
Rascal, bit of fan service here. Side of Kongdu playing the defensive Genji. Nico going to be jumping on the Genji as well. So now's the test for Rogue's Genji player as they hop over to the triple DPS. Just the way Rogue likes it.
The tried and true coming through for these guys. Honestly, if they can isolate Luffy, take him out early, that would be crucial for them. To be no more healing available for the side of Kongdu Panthera. That could open them up and push in on the map. Now though, Bird Ring missing out on that first hook. So won't have that nice and early pick, but Rogue likely not going to be diving in balls to the wall yet. Just going to be poking out where they can with AKM in on the soldier.
Yeah, well, there's the Helix rocket to take down the turret. So first up, already
nice.
good work, but they may have tunneled onto that too much because 3 are already dead on this side of Road. Make that 5. My God, Panthera. We're going to have to rethink what they're going to do on the attack.
Well, I said they needed to get Luffy, but they got it after they had already lost all of their lives.
Yeah.
Really good biotic grenade coming through from him, denying those the healing down onto AKM, the rest of the team. So very easy chase in for Fisher to go ahead and finish off those kills.
I swear, Waka Waka. Oh my goodness. Going down extraordinarily low. He's going to survive for the moment though. Get some heals back there as well as Rogue have got themselves onto this point. They're looking for that first tick. Can't quite get it yet though, as now Kongdu Panthera throw down the Nano Blade. Pulse Bomb comes in, does manage to nail Luffy. The immobile Ana, a little bit in prey to that, but they're trading kills left, right, and center. We've only got 2 left alive here on the point for Kongdu Panthera, and Rogue have been doing well. AKM grabs himself that turret one more time as the attack visor comes in.
There's going to be a second tick coming through, maybe even just the cap unless they want to go for a last-ditch build defense here. Dashing in his Bird Ring, but has to go ahead and recall out. Waka Waka dropping it in. And yeah, he's just going to get taken out right off the bat, so that should be the cap here for Rogue. So very nice start. Just under 5 minutes available for the Streets phase.
Yeah.
Oh, and a very nice stagger on the left.
Really nice offensive coming out from Rogue. And yeah, will that stagger actually allow them to nullify a lot of this Streets phase as well, get themselves to this corner?
Well, this will be Waka Waka shifting back over to Lucio. Obviously, don't want to run the Torbjorn on the Streets phase, so they do have that speed boost to help them get back towards the payload a bit quicker, but you can already see Rogue able to posture so far forward.
Yeah, almost already
trying to poke out where they can.
Towards the second point, so nicely done. Soon dancing around the side here as well, has himself another Pulse Bomb built up. Rascal with that Dragon Blade available as well. Defense Matrix comes in, soon throws down the Pulse Bomb, just wants to get rid of that mech, but doesn't manage to. Void just takes him down in response. Nico throws out the Dragon Blade, really good reflect, and he's able to take down Luffy.
It gets rid of that biotic grenade, turns it back around onto Luffy, making sure that he couldn't get healed up by anybody, but I mean, didn't find too much else for that Dragon Blade. I think it's saved right there in the last second by AKM.
And Waka Waka taken down by AKM there as well. Defense Matrix just on the retreat here from Void, but it looks like it's not going to save his mech. Little Diva is going to be killed as well. His tracking is out of control. Achilleos, this guy's pretty dang good.
And this is why I said that, I want to see AKM more so on the Soldier than the Ana, because it seems like, with these...
Yeah, the hit scan really
hit scan.
seems to be his thing, man.
Whereas the projectile still leaves a bit to be desired. So something that certainly can be practiced up, try it out every now and then, but when you're continually losing those exchanges against Rascal, you have to rethink it. But look at this flank!
The attack visor flank from AKM immediately turned on here by the defense matrix of the Diva and then taken out. So nicely done. It's actually Nico that takes down Rascal as well on the back end. So Panthera looking to try and hold this one off. And they do so quite nicely, but this is on the final stretch for Rogue.
I mean, they said that the team play was going to be the big thing for them coming into this. They all execute on that play, but honestly, the communication from Kongdu Panthera, Void especially immediately turning around, blocking out those tac visor shots from AKM. This really means that play just bites them in the ass in the end.
Yeah, Waka Waka going to be destroyed here as well, though, as Rogue looking to try and get a bit more of an attack on. They're losing a fair bit of their health bars, but a lot of healing to come out from Wins to help things out. Unko there as well with the Orb of Harmony. Void gets a self-destruct kill onto Wins, though, so this could be something for Kongdu to try and fight back. Only one support remaining. Birdring's going to fall down, though, and Rogue, with all of that DPS that they have, so it is a 2-2-2 composition, still able to get a lot of work done.
Now they'll go ahead, they'll pop Void out yet again, take him out, and they can get that payload moving again. Rascal does have his tac visor ready to go, and Luffy can pair that with the nano boost, but they're rounding the last corner, pushing in for point C, and still have 3.5 minutes on the clock just about. Rogue. Like they may be able to finish this one off. Fisher swaps over the Reinhardt, though.
Do have tac visor available here. There's the nano visor. Oh no, he actually hasn't thrown that visor on just yet. That nano boost is enough to grab a couple of kills. Now the visor comes in. See whether he can find some more. Soon's going to fall. Now Rogue backing away, not going to be able to grab it on this push, but they've got a lot more opportunities now with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, the rollback just started to come through. Still about 5 meters, all that they need in order to finish off this game. And I mean, getting a finish on Nambani is already a bit of a statement, as it's proved increasingly difficult as of late. We've seen more and more of those holds in the street space, even on point A.
Oh, especially the last section as well, just with the fact that the spawn is so close and there's so many avenues. And this choke point here is just so difficult. You've got such a run back. Chase down potential from Kongdu Panthera is difficult. Now they've set themselves up defensively in a nice way.
They're going to try to zone them back.
Come in. Yeah, good zoning.
Oh, gets Waka Waka!
Actually takes him down, exactly right. Birdring is able to answer though as both Lucios fall down. So it's an even playing field, 5 on 5, but look at this positioning from AKM. Just behind his front line, able to throw down this tack visor. We've got a Reinhardt there as an emergency pick up on the side of Kongdu Panthera, but they throw down the sound barrier. Is it going to be enough though? They've already lost 3. Unko in trouble, but he's not going to fall. Waka Waka, is he going to die? No, he's not. He throws himself down his own sound barrier. Attack visor. Also got the nano boost on top of it, so Rascal's able to answer.
And crucially, Waka Waka lives for so long on top of the payload, stops it from moving forward any further. The melee hits now coming through from the likes of Nox, trying to boop them off, trying to get that payload moving back in. But Fisher picks up a double kill. AKM and Wins both going down. Now they're chasing in, trying to get rid of these retreating members of Rogue. They will find Nox, looking for soon. They get him in the end as Birdring chases forward. And they'll continue holding this. They've drained out about half of the clock since Rogue hit this point. Rollback will keep coming through, and it's 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, this is getting to dangerous times here for Rogue, who made that street space look so incredibly easy. His final push is just looking very difficult. Fisher. Reinhardt, certainly one of his original favorites, making it look like he hasn't lost any practice.
This could really test Rogue's target selection. Unko has the Transcendence, he can stick in. There's only one person that can boop him off, and that's going to be Waka Waka.
So
but already
the back line, wanting to stop Birdring from getting this flank on the Roadhog.
I mean, they're just getting taken out. Yeah. Realistically, they have one more push. 40 seconds on the clock. Everybody going down. You can see Nico going ahead, executing himself so he can respawn with the rest of the team, get out safely. Because any stagger from this point on is essentially handing a victory, or very closely handing a victory over to Kongdu Panthera. Rogue, they're just going to have to push in all at once, but they don't know that Birdring has this flank position. If he can execute Unko yet again, that might just be the game.
Well, of course, it's one of the dangers of being a particular hero, but that's a self-destruct, not really doing too much. Birdring is able to pick up Nico off to the side, and once again, Kongdu doing very well. AKM's just going to get bopped off to the side, tack visor and all. It doesn't even matter.
Now
Rascal answers, yeah, and there's absolutely no one here to stop him. He just wanted to press his Q button. And that is going to be the defense from Kongdu Panthera. Such a good start from Rogue, but just couldn't get it over the line.
Looks so close. Had so much time in the bank, but fantastic delays coming through from the likes of Kongdu Panthera, especially Birdring yet again, shifting over to that Roadhog, finding that pick onto Unko, then taking out the Diva as soon as he pops out from the self-destruct, getting rid of Nico. Yeah. So really good stuff. And just seems like good communication from Kongdu Panthera. As soon as AKM pops that tack visor at the end, even though Reinhardt is running over to get the swing in, make sure that he can't find any kills. I mean, basically all the way to the end for Rogue, so still very solid push on a map where not everybody makes it this far. But Kongdu Panthera, if they can close out, if they can just go all the way to the finish, then they'll put themselves at match point. So a lot of pressure still here on Rogue.
Now we'll see what Kongdu Panthera are going to do on this attack and whether Rogue have any surprises for us on defense. Looks relatively standard for the moment. Going for that 2-2-2 as per usual. Nico back onto the Diva, not opting into the Genji this time on the defense. And you got Rascal back to what is a tried and true Farah with Luffy's Pocket Mercy. One thing that I do find interesting is the fact that Birdring has hopped over to this Genji as well, so he's going to be changing things up. I did really like the Tracer. Anyway, we'll see if the Sonic Arrow is going to find anything and what he switches back to after that.
Oh, he's going to, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, much better.
Swap, and he's just going through a couple different options. I still expect to see the Tracer, but maybe it will be the Genji. Okay, looks like they were going to stick with this one. So Pharmacy here for Rascal and Luffy yet again. AKM sitting on the soldiers, so does have that opportunity to go ahead and snipe them right out of the sky. And just going to be the 2-2-2 on both sides.
Try and scope out what composition Rogue have actually picked up for themselves here as well. So a bit of a scouting mission from Rascal, just flying around for the moment. Would get a lot of damage down. They spot the Winston over to the side, but AKM, he's got himself into a really good position round on the flank. Oh, Bionic Grenade actually tears apart Fisher, making sure that he's super easy to take down. Really nicely played. AKM untouched now, just tracking Rascal. Oh God. Those Helix rockets.
And Nico's there to pick up the kill. Really great accuracy prediction from the side of AKM. So when he's playing the bear, the prediction is not always there, but when he's playing the soldier, the prediction on the Helix rockets is pretty on point, you'd have to say. Really great snipe there, and that's going to throw a wrench in the push from Kongdu Panthera. They did get one tick in onto the point, so not a fruitless push, but still not coming up with the cap.
Pushed all the way back there as well. So impressive play. Still plenty more opportunities here for Kongdu Panthera to lock down this point, but they do actually need to get meaningful picks. Try and buy themselves some position. AKM, he is most certainly the target here, especially from Rascal, who's
look at this.
popping a lot.
Rascal is keeping everybody contained in, pops the barrage, but yeah, gets killed right against the wall, gets rezzed back in, but won't have the ultimate for effectiveness. But maybe that doesn't matter because the rest of his team is just getting shattered right now.
Yeah, Fisher's able to take down AKM. That is so important. He is instrumental in working this one out. The self-destruct comes in, but Nico can't find anyone with it. This is looking like Kongdu Panthera being able to take down the first point, and in pretty decent time as well. Still 2 minutes on the clock, and they're still getting these kills with ultimates to spare.
That'll be it there. Finally get the cap coming through for them. 4.5 minutes on the clock. Similar time bank to what Rogue had moving into the Streets phase.
The Rogue had a fantastic stagger on the Streets phase, so Kongdu Panthera not quite with the same level of control.
Yeah, they won't have nearly as much free time to work with and just get that shove in on the payload. But Rascal went from absolutely destroying to just destroying himself in a matter of seconds. And Luffy was like, it's all right, I got the reset button. Bring you back to life.
He did create enough havoc, though, just to make sure that everyone was dispersed on the side of Rogue.
I think it warranted the embarrassing finish to his life. I think it made up for it.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I think that's always worth it. There's something funny to be done. It's nicely done. Oh my goodness, that was looking close with the snapback. He's going to get soon out of there. Oh god, Rocket Barrage flies through. Barrier eaten immediately as Nox is trying to do what he can to stop this Pharah from doing the work, but nope, not enough. Dragon Blade's there from Birdring in the back line, and it's going to be a mechanical man and a monkey fighting things out.
You see though, I mean, Nox pops that Primal Rage, but then just goes ahead and ejects himself from the fight, so effectively burns out the cooldown without getting much use of it, so just loses out on that soon, really far forward. Does build up very closely to the Pulse Bomb, but now has to respawn, run all the way back in. So one more corner to be rounded by Kongdu Panthera, and then they're looking at that point kneecap coming through very swiftly. So even without that initial stagger, they win the fight quite handedly, and they keep the payload moving.
Yeah, you can see all of this harassment coming out. Good deflection there from Birdring. Does a fair bit of damage. Unko taking a lot. Discord Orb did get used, so he had to get himself out. Now back through. Okay, AKM able to take down Fisher, so the front line has been suffering. Really good Tag Visor doing some work, but there's the res. Kongdu Panthera are going to try and get everyone back up again, but it's not enough. Rogue just turn it on. And Unko even able to throw a whole bunch of herbs.
Fisher could win this.
Orbs, sorry, into Fisher. Okay, never mind.
I wouldn't say Unko could win this.
Yeah, he did.
Either way, both of them could have won that fight, but Unko comes out on top. The aggressive Zenyatta. I mean, when you have such a big hitbox and you're just sitting in front of the Zenyatta, it's really tough to not land those orbs, but very nicely done by him.
Doe would be proud.
Yes, he would. Somewhere he's smiling.
All right, so Rogue made it back onto this point now, stopping it on the Streets phase. Trying to create some normalcy for themselves. Kongdu Panthera wanting to get themselves an aggressive push. Good positioning by Nox, though, making sure that they can't use that flanking position. Try and get themselves in, and Rascal now trying to create some room. Rocket Barrage flies through, grabs a double kill, and sacrifices himself to the self-destruct. Luffy's going to be taken down, though, and Rogue now trying to fire back soon. Has a lot of room to work now with that sound barrier that was just utilized. Void takes down Nox, though, and Wins is going to fall as well, so Rogue losing control at this point.
So Self-destruct thrown down, just to try to zone them back as best as possible to get the pop in onto Void. As they try to take him out, try to get that payload moving yet again, but it's just constantly in contention. 2.8 meters, all that they need to go ahead and get this cap. As much time as Rogue can buy, it's going to be so crucial. That's why they want to commit in for this. They want to just go ahead and hold this as long as possible. Unco using the Transcendence, keeps the hopes alive as the Winstons go forward.
Yeah, AKM there as well, just tracking all of these targets. Rascal a little bit too low, and he's going to be taken down.
The res,
Nicely
though.
done, fantastic res from Luffy, denies all of that good work out of Rogue.
No, but they trade it right back in. Rascal and Birdring both go down. The DPS taken out. It's 0.4 meters. All that Kongdu need to get this cap, but they're less than a minute on the clock.
Primal Rage trying to get some more time here, but look, they've got 50 seconds to go, and I feel like that Primal Rage may have been a little bit of a rush of blood to the head because Fisher needed to back away, and he couldn't utilize that at all.
So now 40 seconds. Kongdu. A lot of pressure on them if they want to move to match point. Otherwise, Rogue looking to tie the series up 1-1 soon. Sitting on the high ground, maybe looking for the pulse bomb, tosses it out, finds the hit, can't quite get the kill on the Fisher. He stays alive.
Rascal takes down soon though as he switched over to that Soldier 76. Birdring with a pulse bomb available as well. Self-destruct comes out, AKM with another tack visor, picks himself up one. Actually hasn't found one just yet, finally able to grab himself a mech, but that's not it. They get themselves to the next point and Rogue have to back away.
Yeah, they're in too deep. They have to go ahead, let that one
And they're trying to keep.
go over.
Never mind. Bit of a Sum 41
I'm
reference.
not
I feel
gonna
like
take your
that's
bait.
beyond everyone's time, so I get it, I get it. I knew you know what I meant though.
I was right there with you. I just didn't grab it fast enough.
All right, now Rogue just storming onto this payload.
I don't see Birdring. Oh, now they do. All right, somebody noticed.
Just dashes himself all the way out. Would have been hilarious if he just snapped himself back in there. But isn't going to. AKM getting some free shots, building up that tack visor once again. You can see Fisher, he's gone back to the Reinhardt. They love to do this towards the end of this point. So there's the sound barrier. Rogue really want to try and put some dents in, but Kongdu Panthera, they've got so much to work with. Luffy, so low. Might want to use the res a little bit early just because it's getting real dangerous. The triple kill with the self-destruct.
That is going to be a massive opening here for Kongdu Panthera if they can just get the payload moving. Birdring sells the pulse bomb to help take out the tankier members, such as Nox, who has that Primal Rage ticking up at the moment. 35 seconds, and a massive opening coming through from Void. They still have 3 ultimates on the board as Fisher nearly has that Earth Shatter as well. Kongdu Panthera have so much that they can work with, and Rogue, their backs are against the wall.
20 seconds to go. Kongdu Panthera still have a fair way to go to get this finished. As there's the barrier. It is going to be Nico taking down Rascal, but nothing to be found with the self-destruct. Earth Shatter's here now for Fisher, and he can throw it down when he needs it. Good barrier comes in as he's just creating positional advantages for Kongdu Panthera.
Drops it down!
Oh, there it is! The triple man Earth Shatter, and that could just be that. As soon as trying to stay on this point, that's the team wipe, and Kongdu Panthera are going to be able to push this one forward.
That's it. Massive Earth Shatter coming up from Fisher. Waiting for that bubble to drop. Beautifully done by him, and beautiful opening. The triple kill on the self-destruct, something that we just don't really see that much of these days.
Not
they don't
without
pay
the help of
attention.
an EMP or something like that. Like, that's just ridiculous. It must have just been put somewhere that they just could not see it.
I don't know, either
or
way.
Or maybe it was a massive misplay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like giving people benefit of the doubt, but Void is killing it.
Void makes himself the MVP for Nambani. Without that opening, it seemed like Rogue were going to have the hold, but once 3 go down,
all right.
Absolutely beautiful.
So, how good are Rogue at doing a Lunatic High impression? That is the question here, Achilles. Because the Kongdu curse could still yet come in.
It really could. Does it hit them again? Do they get reverse swept?
The thing
a
is,
third time.
Rogue have to now start the reverse sweep on 2-point capture. This is where they have to prove themselves that they have been doing the practice.
This is very true. A lot of pressure on these guys.
It'd be poetic if they were able to take this one out and use that momentum. Let's have a look. This has got to be it, right?
All right, so we'll go ahead and get a good look at this. Void with the triple kill. He just shoots it straight down the lane.
Guess that's how it's done.
I mean, from that position, everybody wrapped around the corner from the side of Rogue, but it's so much more difficult for them to actually get behind walls, to get under cover.
There's actually a quadra kill as he finished off soon towards the end there. I missed that when we first saw it.
But still, beautifully thrown out there by Void. And yeah, now Rogue, I mean, this would be one of the biggest upsets if they go down in a 3-0 at the hands of Kongdu Panthera.
Yeah, just so beautiful stuff. We are going to go to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. When we get back, we'll see whether Kongdu Panthera can pull the 3-0 or whether it's going to be the reverse sweep starting for Rogue.
A lot of pressure on these guys. You can see yet again Nico, the one I'm talking about, first time on land. See if he can bounce back, see if this entire team can from these losses as we go to that break. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in just a few.
봄꽃책에서 듣다. 있는 그대로 맑고 깨끗하게 피어나라고 겨울을 이겨낸 봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
노력은 선수를 만들고 코어 i7 프로세서는 멈추지 않는 파워를 드립니다.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apex Overwatch Season 3. We are 2-0 with Kongdu Panthera in the lead against Rogue.
And we're getting ready to go over on to 2-point capture, which we, if you guys watched the series last week, and Rogue's debut was absolutely abysmal.
It was not great.
So we know that they've been putting in a hell of a lot of work onto this map type specifically, but you know, how much has it improved? Because it really needed to improve like tenfold.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be really interesting to see whether these strategies, like, it might now be their most comfortable one. If they were putting in all of their practice on 2-point capture, like, maybe that's why we saw them fall down 2 games in this series already, because everything's gone into 2-point capture, you know? So, like, maybe this is going to be really impressive. But, look, honestly, hopes are not super high, and Rogue are really going to have to pull something out of the bag in order to try and keep themselves in this.
You know, one of the things that always intrigues me is how they go about acquiring these scrims, because honestly, if you think about it, the cutthroat teams that you really want to scrim against are going to be the ones coming out on top of their, you know, of their respective groups.
Yeah.
But would they actually want to scrim you on 2-point capture to help you improve? Because they can use that as an exploitable weakness if they should face you in the round of 8.
That's a good point. But Hanamura is going to be our first choice. So, of course, Rogue not going to be choosing Temple of Anubis, but I personally wanted Volskaya.
That would be a very big ballsy statement if they were going to choose Temple of Anubis.
Yeah.
But Hanamura to go ahead and move forward here. So heavy snowball potential if they can get a fast cap.
I was going to mention that, yeah. It'd be interesting to see whether they do have like a strategy set up to try and stagger some kills and get it over really, really quickly with some sort of cheese composition or something like that. Don't know necessarily what you can do on attack that can change things up, but they may have an idea. This Soon made some pretty awesome eye contact with the camera just there.
Staring into your soul.
Oh yes, I felt it. He's ready to get it, Achilles.
He is. We're all ready to get it. We're always ready.
Yeah.
Was Rogue ready for 2-point capture? Nico looking a bit flustered after that second map, but looking a bit more, you know, up in the spirits here, moving into Hanamura. So it seems like the break was good for him.
It certainly was, but let's do it. Let's hop onto Hanamura for potentially the final map of the night.
I get it.
All right, well, the fans here on both sides showing a lot of gusto, especially that girl leading the cheer for Kongdu Panthera.
She was out of control. She should get a job up here with us, honestly.
I think
she can do some yelling.
She's trying to give the Lunatic High fans a run for their money.
Well, it was scarily close, and we know how terrifyingly loud the Lunatic High fans are.
Yeah, she's doing a decent job.
Not too bad. Well, Rogue, pretty standard composition here in the 2-2-2 variety on the defense. Not going for any Torbjorns or sneaky stuff like that this time around. Rascal hovering over a Widowmaker, but I think he's just playing with our hearts for the moment.
Well, we see this every now and then on attack on Hanamura, so honestly I wouldn't be too shocked if we see this
I just don't want to get my
through.
hopes up, you know?
That's true.
The Widow hopes.
You know, once upon a time I would tell you not to get your Bastion hopes up, but we actually saw this on Tuesday.
We did. We did.
And it was
an attack Bastion
it was
as well?
No, it was defense, but it was relatively successful. I think that definitely could have been better, but it altered the enemy play style and their mentality, so that was the big thing. But here we go. Rascal will be opening up on the Widowmaker. Already finds a one-tap headshot.
Yeah, nicely done. Taking a bit of damage. Has bought them some space here as well, as he did have to back away. So
already popped Nico out of the mech as well.
Yep, Void grabs that one. Soon actually getting healed up very effectively.
Murdering is just sitting on the point, capping that up. Almost got the first tick actually, and then wants to go in and try to kill Soon, who picks up that health pack.
Oh, very close. Grabbing that one. It is going to be Murdering that finishes off the kill. AKM grabs a Helix rocket shot onto the Zenyatta and takes him down.
I mean, while I appreciate winning the Tracer battle, honestly, I think Birdring should have just stayed in the point where no one was contesting him to get the first tick. They would be 33% closer to this cap at the moment.
Oh, this is looking pretty quick stuff. Kongu
Oh,
Panthera.
hello.
Yeah.
Monkey
Hello.
to the face.
Gotta watch out for that one, but he is going to die. Fisher is going to help save his Widowmaker.
They just turn it, and honestly, that's going to be the power of these Zenyatta's coming through. Luffy with really good target selection for his Discord orbs.
Yeah, Rascal, taken down so low, but still wanting to be in this fight. You can see Luffy as well. He's so low. Don't worry about that, though. Rogue able to grab some kills back. So second tick has come in here for Kongdu, but answered back by Rogue with a vengeance, as there's the nano-boosted Diva to tear them all up.
And again, maybe if Birdring stays inside the point, that's a cap instead, because you already have the 33%. I mean, you know, obviously things could transpire differently should that be the case, but I have to wonder, maybe the Tracer battle wasn't worth it. Either way, decent retake here for the side of Rogue. Have a couple ultimates to work with, including that Transcendence to buy them a lot of time on the point. Kongu Panthera already starting to push back in as Rascal takes the high ground.
Sound barrier comes in. They're trying to get... Oh, nice shot on Dasoon. Birdring now just doing what he can. Transcendence comes out to keep them all alive. There's the pushback. AKM's going to fall down, and now it's Kongu Panthera saying, yep, we're going to be able to get it this time. Everyone's jumping on this point, but Rogue has nowhere to go. Soon respawned, but that was otherwise basically a team wipe.
Yep, nice opening up there from Rascal, getting the hit through the window, and actually swaps over to the Ana.
Okay.
This is a triple support push.
Hey, we've seen triple DPS, seen triple tank. Now it's triple support. I like it.
This is interesting. Is this just going to be the full offense Ana, like Biotic Grenade to deny the heals from Rogue and then just try to chip out where he can? I mean, the damage isn't
Maybe he was
huge.
he was having so much fun on a sniper that he wanted to stay a sniper.
I mean, that's very possible. Oh, pulse pump out, decided to stick.
It was a cute little opportunity there to throw up onto the high ground. But
I think you take that opportunity if you have it.
Yeah, doesn't actually get the stick on anyone though, as Void. Decent usage of his vantage point.
I'm really intrigued by this. This is, I mean, we've seen quad DPS, but honestly, I'm more interested in the triple support that they have going on at the moment.
It's almost quadra support because you've got that healing from Void as well. And we've seen Soldier 76 used as a pseudo support before.
This is so intriguing to me. Either way, though, first push is not really going to find any success to the side of Kongu Panthera. Still do have quite a bit of time on the clock. 4 minutes, 40 seconds here for them. But Rogue, they're holding on firmly. We know, if you get dug in on point B, just how long you can drain that time bank out, if not even just hold it the entire time and deny the take at all.
I do like the staying power of a triple support composition, like...
It's just so odd to me, because they're pushing up, especially on this right flank where they have to operate into the hallway. Rascal, if he throws a Biotic Grenade, it's not going to be able to hit any enemies, because unless he's the first man out, because it's going to clip one of his allies. So he won't be denying as much healing as he'd like. He will keep them topped off, but he also can't really get shots through because all of his shots are going to go into the allies instead of into the enemies.
Oh!
That's a
able
good
to
start,
take down
though.
Unko, though. Yeah, Void doing some work. Defense Matrix here just to try and stop them, but not sure whether it's going to be enough on the side of Nico. Void taking a lot of damage. The Primal Rage is a bit of a problem, but otherwise it's okay, and Rogue has finally found some kills back on the other side. Nico knocks Void out of the way. He's going to be able to claim this one as we've got a Winston battle. It's actually won by Nox. Rogue once again pushed them off. 4 ultimates available on the side of Kongu Panthera. Rogue are answering with 4 of their own.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Perplexed?
Yep, just a little bit. They're still sticking with it. I mean, I guess they just really want the nano boost over onto the likes of Void.
Or Fisher. Could be an opportunity, but you're right, they do have that nano visor opportunity.
Doesn't connect. I mean, this does give them a lot of utility.
It's like how confusing it is.
It just seems to limit them so much as far as their damage output goes.
Sound Barrier is invested into this particular push. Pulse Bomb comes out, snaps back immediately, but doesn't find any of the kills. You see AKM, he's got his own nano visor happening, but not quite able to find any of the opportunities. They just wait this one out. As now the jump onto the point has come in for Fisher. The Primal Rage is there. He wants to knock them off the edge and stop this from coming in. They've almost got to that first tick, but are they going to be able to stay on this point for long enough and actually get some kills? They have managed to pick up soon. That is important.
Nico booped out, he will fall down, so the point ticks up just a little bit more. AKM going low, Biotic Grenade, you can see he heals him back up, but Unko gets taken out. Rascal finding the snipes, and AKM finds the Helix Rockets yet again, but Rogue are still losing out on the exchanges. If not for those long runbacks from Kongdu, this would be much more damning.
Yeah, Kongdu Panthera now with everyone back up and alive. Few members still wanting to come back in, but they have made it to that first tick. Very, very important. We've got a nanoed up Diva running around on this point as well.
I mean, speaking of that, it's almost another nano boost here as Rascal finds his, pops it out immediately.
Yep, throws it straight down. We know how good Rascal is at building up these ultimate charges. AKM, bit of a shooting gallery available as he just goes Soldier v Soldier, and Helix rockets his opposite half in the face. Void's going to fall, and nicely done by Rogue. But first tick.
There we go.
Controlled.
Right. Rascal has swapped over to the Genji. So I can appreciate this. So single tank, double heal, triple DPS coming through for Kongdu Panthera.
We've got some normalcy back again, Achilles.
It was an interesting try. I mean, getting the double nano boost helps them get that first tick, but you would hope that it would find so much more for such an experimental composition to be running in a very crucial part of the game. I mean, match point right now, maybe 3-0ing Rogue.
Rascal's so
I don't know if you try
close
this.
to going down just there. Needs to go back and grab some heals.
Oh.
That is going to be the kill though. Wins picks up that one onto Void, so a whole lot of that damage now missing. And the attack visor also not available as well, crucially. So a minute to go, and Kongdu Panthera still need to wait for their soldier to come back.
Yeah, it's been over a 3.5 minute hold so far for Rogue, and they only give up the first tick on the point.
Still important to have that first tick.
Oh, it certainly is.
Yeah.
So how much faster they could have capped the first point, point A.
Yeah.
They had it.
Panthera's defense is going to be a little bit easier. Discord Orb flies out there from Luffy. Decent high ground position from Kongdu Panthera. They throw down the sound barrier. Looks like this could be their last opportunity to try and get this point capped already with a couple of picks as soon as Nox fall down. Thanks to that tack visor from Void up on the high ground here, doing a lot of work.
Oh, but Nico's just so annoying right now, sticking in that mech for so long and tossing out the self-destruct as well, but the bubble comes through, but he still finds
picks
Fisher.
Up one onto Fisher, yeah. Nox is able to take down Rascal as well as Rogue are fighting this one back. Luffy able to get a couple of kills, but everyone's falling left, right, and center. Nox as well with good positioning away from Void's prying eyes. Now jumps onto the point, just trying to get anything more. Looks like this is going to wear down though, so good defense from Rogue. You can see there are improvements. Oh, Fisher does make his way onto the point, but I haven't. Oh god, okay, here it is.
Yep.
Never mind.
And it's just going to be one after the other. Recall out, dash back in.
The parade onto the point, Achilles. It's like the credit scene in Donkey Kong Country 1, if you've ever seen it. All the enemies sort of just parade past. Precisely what it looked like. God, that was a reference from like 1994.
Well, 37.1% is what was accrued for the likes of Kongdu Panthera. Try out the triple support push.
Yeah.
And they suffer for it. Just a bit there.
Probably not the place for trying out something
exactly. That's what I'm
that
saying.
experimental
When you're at match point, when you can actually 3-0 Rogue and kind of shut up the naysayers and say like, oh, well, you know, you probably wouldn't have won that series against Luke Sakai anyway,
and, like,
or you don't
keep your
deserve it.
hopes
Like,
alive, right? Like
that too. Yeah, to also
Jesus,
not have to
this
rely
is so important. Exactly.
on Mighty AOD finding a victory. It's pretty poor timing, in my opinion, to try that one out. But instead, they're going to go ahead, opt in for the Torbjorn on defense.
I like it.
This
much more fun.
This I can actually support.
Yeah, would you say that Torbjorn's sort of like a support? Like the double tank single supported Luffy with the heals, but I mean, you're still throwing armor around, stuff like that. You're somewhat supported.
The thing that I don't understand necessarily is...
See, that support is just hammering on to Luffy.
Well, I was going to say, I don't necessarily understand Rascal.
Yes.
Can he make it?
He did it. Nicely done.
All right, well, I don't necessarily understand Rascal running the Torbjorn and having Waka Waka go over onto the soldier. Seems like you would kind of want the Lucio player.
Well, Waka Waka was originally a flex player, of course.
This
He's
is
only
true.
recently moved back to support.
But still, maybe Rascal is going to be showing off some beautiful headshots on the left click.
This is when you know that he's a Torbjorn player, by the way. Having the free ult charge from a forward-placed turret, it's important, man. You can get like 10% from the first push. And then he just puts it down again. He's got time to set it up.
As soon as they spot this Helix Rocket, it's like they're going to pick it out. Oh, don't even have to use it.
Deflect is pretty dang good. But see, 10%. Already done. My point has been proven.
All right, well, for now, soon getting ready to wrap around the back. Knows exactly where that next turret is. Works it down low. Takes it out.
Yep. Yeah, very nicely done. Nullifying that Torbjorn pretty quickly here. Waka Waka. Zone is there. Taking a lot of damage from those Helix rockets. AKM's tracking is just so good. Gets a whole lot of damage in from the side, but thankfully for Kongdu Panthera, they do have healing available. Luffy's going to be able to help get his team back up, but now you can see high ground advantage is here as another turret is going to fall down. AKM making sure that that Torbjorn is just not doing anything, and they easily stroll onto this point.
Oh, and he finds Rascal.
God.
That might just be the swap off, honestly, as his point's getting ready to go over. First tick about to come through, and only AKM going down on the side of Rogue. They can fire back and get rid of Nico as well, so Waka Waka opening things up a little bit for his team. He's not going to be the recipient of that ultimate, but the Pulse Bomb snuffs out his flame.
Yep. Well, nicely done. So Rogue are going to be able to lock down point number 1 by the looks of things. Kongdu Panthera need to set themselves up for an extended stay at point 2 if they want to be able to take this series. Remember, it's only that first tick. 37%, I believe you said, if you want an aggregate number.
Yeah, 37.1 is all that Rogue needs. So just past that first tick, and then the map is theirs. They're making this a series. See if they can do it as they pile in.
Yeah, another turret is going to fall down. It's Wins that has his turn to grab that one.
Molten Core comes up, but is actually not going to find anything there.
Yeah, the turret had already fallen down as well, which is the main part of that Molten Core, which is a big problem. Still, decent kills to come back, 1 for 2 now in favor of Kongdu Panthera, so should still be able to have some control as Birdring dashing around and being a menace. Oh, really nice aim. Projectiles coming out of this Genji.
Rascal going to change things up now, moves over onto the Sombra.
I like it.
I like this a bit more compared to the...
And it has been so
Scorpion there.
effective on defense here as well in a lot of these 2-point capture maps. Mostly Volsky, we've seen it really used to great success, but we'll see what Rascal can make happen here on Hanamura. There's the jump in from Winston. Vision takes too much damage though. Does of course have the ultimate if he wants to keep himself up, but gets healed. Luffy's going to be taken down though. Rogue with a good start to this one soon, just taking names off to the side. Getting that flank in exactly where he wants to, and Fisher, that was desperation on the Primal Rage.
I mean, he's just trying to keep them all backed into the corner, but the Discord Orbs come through and they just rip right through them.
And Birdring's going to be taken down. AKM as well continues to do work. And in goes Rascal once again. Rogue just getting kills everywhere. Waka Waka's taken down AKM, so it's a lot of the damage missing, but can't quite find the hacks onto any of these targets. Can Rascal, and he's just going to get obliterated soon. Just always able to get himself into the right spots.
They'll need a couple more percentage here, but still the defense is holding from Kongdu Panthera as they maintain their spot on top of the point.
Yeah.
So we'll see Rogue just keep piling in.
Yeah, nicely done from Waka Waka to get himself onto that point. Helix Rocket takes down soon as well.
All right, I apologize, Waka Waka. You can play the soldier.
Damn right you can.
The Torbjorn didn't play out quite as well as you might have hoped.
Remember,
there,
like,
though.
hit scan is one of those things that, like, so many of these players come from other FPSs, and Soldier is probably the one that translates the best. You know?
There are no other FPSs. There's only Overwatch. For time immortal, it's been the only one. This is the first-person shooter ever made.
All right. Here I was thinking that Quake was. Is that not a? That wasn't first person. Never mind. All right, never mind. Okay, AKM. Lots of damage.
Yeah, Fisher is really low. Makes it out with his life though. Has to use the bubble. They don't want to drop the EMP. Rascal's holding on to it. Goes low. Actually gets taken out before he can cast it.
Yep, the Transcendence is flying in here, and Rogue are really able to capitalize on this one. Self-destruct was there. Sound barrier to keep them all healthy.
Oh, that's it.
That's going to be it. And Rogue are going to win the 2-point capture, bringing us to game number 4. Is the Kongnu Curse this strong, Achilleos?
That's a question that they have to be asking themselves right now. Rogue, on all of the maps that they could have found success on finally, it was the 2-point capture. They win Hanamura.
Some beautiful irony.
Yep, now they're going to be moving on to the escort maps. See how well they can work the payload, because it's been rough for them so far. But maybe that victory is enough to get into the heads of Kongdu Panthera, plant that seed of a reverse sweep, have them be affected by it.
Well, I mean, we heard it was definitely on their minds in that initial video that we saw. So Rogue probably with a bit more confidence, coming off what was very difficult map type, having not had to play it in the past. So Kongdu Panthera, remember, this is basically their Apex hopes are on the line here.
Yep.
Anything that they had control of ends basically here if they can't find the victory.
You can hear right there, tactical pause going to be called out. One of our teams seems to be perhaps Kongdu Panthera. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and initiate this. So 3 minutes on the clock for both of these squads. Good moment as well. Good timing, you'd have to say, for Rogue. Finally finding that victory, now getting ready to go into the escort map. So
yeah, I'm probably happy to have a bit of a pause for themselves as well and gather.
Figure out what map, that they expect Kongdu Panthera to take.
The other question here as well is this pause possibly for mental reasons at the same time? I mean, make sure that you can reset. Just say, look, there's no such thing as a Kongdu curse. You just got to do what you've already done. I mean, we haven't had an escort map just yet, but it's basically the same. We'll see exactly what is going to happen here because their ability to control payload movement has actually looked very, very good. We saw on Numbani.
And honestly, I wouldn't be too shocked if we see Kongdu Panthera return to Dorado. They picked this one against Lunatic High. It was a 2-3. They only got the point B. Lunatic High made it all the way to C. But we could see them go for that because this is going to be one that is, not that much played here for Rogue so far. We haven't seen them bring this one out.
Well, still a whole bunch of question marks, and also the first time that we are going to see Kongdu Panthera choose a map for themselves as well. So this could be what this discussion is about as well.
Either way, going to be a bit risky. We saw how far forward, how aggressively Rogue likes to play on these escort maps.
In the room here for Rogue.
Trying to hold down the fort, bring everybody together, keep the mentality strong.
That's what this is all about. But definitely a whole lot of concern. Rogue know that this is going to be a statement match for them. Don't want to drop this particular game because Kongdu Panthera, I mean, if you can put basically a nail in the coffin for these guys, guarantee themselves that second spot under Lunatic High in order to make it out of this, expectedly, of course,
yeah,
in this particular group.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, they get the win. They come in second place at least. Maybe something happens with Lunatic High. They don't get as clean of victories. Maybe they actually get taken down by Mighty, and then the hopes of Kongdu Panthera kept alive for a little bit longer. But at the moment, Rogue, if they can pull this off, would be looking to go to second place. But they still have a long way to go. 2 more maps in a row that they need to take off of Kongdu in order to close this out with a victory.
They do certainly have the opportunity to do so. We'll just see whether they can actually do it.
I think they'd be very happy if Kongdu were to pick up Gibraltar, but I doubt that was going to that would happen.
Oh man, I would be happy too.
After that massive, crushing victory that Rogue had.
Would like any sort of map that Kongdu can get back into these sort of Farah compositions that they have been able to make work so well, and Rogue looked quite uncomfortable when we were seeing those maps. But tactical pause is over. Now time to find out what our first escort map of the night is going to be. Of course, 3-0 for Freaka Freaks Blue. We missed out on it. Kilios?
Yeah, didn't make it this far in the first set. This one was looking like it was going to be similar, but does get dragged on a little bit further here as Rogue do not want to go down without a fight. So they're going to go ahead, stick in this series, try to complete that reverse sweep.
Made pretty short work of Panthera as well. I was impressed with how they played that one out. What is it going to be? Feeling Dorado.
Nope, it's actually going to be Route 66.
Ooh, okay.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Route 66.
No.
So this will be a bit of a change-up here. Maybe catch Rogue a bit off guard. We'll
Definitely
see.
a lot of aerial space as well. We've seen a lot of the Farah compositions be utilized, so I do like the choice from Kongdu Panthera.
I'm surprised to not see that Dorado.
Yeah, so am I.
Given the closeness of it against Lunatic High. And then also just having, that was their selection before, so they had shown priority on that map pick, but they want to go opt in for Route 66, so something that is very underplayed at the moment.
Throwing some spanners in the works, Kilios. And it looks like Rogue aren't too upset about it as well.
Yeah, a couple smiles on the face, so that's good.
Unco looking very, very focused.
Keeping the spirits high, which is exactly what you need to do in this situation.
Yeah.
So good on the coaches, good on Hulk. Go in there, chat up the team, make sure that they're mentally prepared to take on Route 66 and Kongdu Panthera.
Well, we'll see whether they can do it as we hop onto Route 66 right now.
I get it.
The guy chanting for Rogue is starting to lose his voice a little bit there.
Certainly has. Rogue looking to try and make this a reverse sweep. I think his voice is just going to be gone by the last.
I mean,
last
it
map.
just shows how dedicated he really is. He's giving it his all every time he leads that chant.
Absolutely perfect.
Pretty packed audience here tonight.
Yeah, good
Can't
turnout.
imagine how crazy it'll get in here if that reverse sweep comes through, or even if it just goes to map number 5.
I'm soon going to have a bit of a rest. This is good, you know, you need that meditation. Who needs a tactical pause when you can utilize the first 30 seconds to just sit down, just chill out, get yourself all in order.
So it looks like we're just going to be having the 2-2-2 here from Rogue on the defense, AKM yet again on the Soldier. And likely not going to see them play forward at all, should just be on top of Big Earls.
Yeah.
That defense, have the bubble from Nox to try to deny a little bit of damage. Then it all comes down to that target selection. Go on to whoever wins pops with that Discord Orb. Scouting coming through. Luffy sees that they're not going to be playing up into that little tunnel.
Zenyatta comes in, so Birdring actually committing to this Widowmaker as well. We'll see where Rogue are going to come from. It's waiting off to the side. They're going to let this payload make it most of the way to Big Earls.
And start rounding that first corner. No need to go ahead and contest further up than they are at the moment. See how this is going to play out for Birdring. Has Waka Waka basically pocketing him, making sure that he's boosted up on that Widowmaker damage.
Yep. See whether Birdring can actually find these shots. Well, Soon is going to actually find him from the side, but you can see the Mercy really helping out. Oh, that was very, very close. They were needing that pick.
Quite fine, and Soon's coming back in for another pass on a Birdring. For the hits, but can't quite get it. Still has the heals coming through.
He's just buying
looking
so
for the
much
headshot.
time. There
Hits
it
him in
is.
the back. Oh dear. All right. Well, decent push coming off the bat here for Kongdu Panthera as they keep things moving. A little over halfway there. Rogue just waiting, kiting back as the team so they can come back in maybe for last second contention.
But this first point, if they can actually just make it all the way up here, which it looks like they're possibly going to be able to, very dangerous times. There's the recon. Going to be able to throw that one out, and Birdring actually able to pick up the mech with that mine. Oh, dangerous. Baby Diva just going to get bunted in the back of the head.
Oh, yep. And they just help take out Nox as well, so already a strong start. And actually, Rascal, he's got the Dragon Blade going. Picks up 2 as he gets rid of Winds and Unko.
Just no more targets left for him, though.
Yeah.
Grabs that first couple of kills, but there's just no one left to take down. And Birdring, this is the least sniping and the most meleeing and, you know, the poison.
Left-clicking.
Yeah, the poison mine there as well. That's the kills that he's been getting in this game.
I mean, other than that, he's been, chunking people out.
Oh, yeah,
right off the
definitely.
bat, like really working down Nox, getting rid of the Diva mech. So, pretty good stuff. Pulse Bomb came through, but looks like it might have been eaten up there by a Diva.
Yeah, Rogue actually going to switch up the composition to the triple DPS once again as Rascal able to take down Nox. Dangerous stuff as there's a perfect shot over onto Nico. Soon does manage to find revenge onto Birdring. There's too much missing now on the side of Rogue and everyone's being taken down. It looks like this payload doesn't know how to stop. They've removed the brakes and Kongdu are most certainly just running all the way through.
It's like Speed, the movie with
yeah.
Keanu Reeves and Sandra
Keep
Bullock.
it at 60.
Yeah.
Got it.
Except that payload is going maybe 6. They have to keep it at 6. If it goes
Yeah,
below
it's
that,
it's
then
more like that Father Ted episode.
everybody will die.
Where it goes at like 10 kilometers per hour or something like that. It's just hilarious. Rascal jumping around here, as you can see. Oh my goodness.
Silk
Birdring
and Sunko.
switching over to the Soldier. Takes down AKM. Fisher gets rid of Unko there as well. Panthera certainly don't want to go to a game number 5. The Kongdu Curse is something that they don't want to deal with.
And you see they're trying to delay as best as they possibly can with Nox popping the Primal Rage, but he's really not even on top of the payload, just pops it, leaps away, gets himself out safely, but the payload just keeps on moving, and it's going to go ahead and
This
lock
push looks
into
like
point B.
Kongdu just have like an extra 2 players on their team. This is not the coordination that we were expecting out of Rogue after their Mighty AOD series.
Not at all.
Still a few ultimates to come up for Rogue. They do have at least the Pulse Bomb. Oh, yes, soon just being annoying.
He thinks better of that one. Landed behind the payload, not on it, so didn't have a position to go ahead and drop that pulse bomb. So says, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and dip out of here real quick. But going to be match 2-2 as far as the ultimates are concerned. Nice hook in here from Birdring, already takes down that suit very low on Nico.
Yeah, there's going to be the Pulse Bomb though coming out from Soon, able to take down Luffy, which is a big deal. But Rascal just cuts them all apart. Nox able to at least answer that now that he's switched over. No, sorry, on the Winston. I thought it was a Reinhardt for a second there, but no, Birdring, he's going to be the one switching. Grabs himself the Roadhog and actually able to grab that kill onto Soon as well. I hope that was from a hook.
Transcendence thrown down, but they don't really pick up anything. In fact, they just lose Soon on the exchange. Finally do find Birdring. Visor comes out for AKM, looking for a bit more, but the boop comes through. Knocks him back behind the semi, and he actually just gets taken out by Void in the meantime.
It looks like Kongdu Panthera just have an answer to everything.
Oh,
there's the Earth Shadow throwing down as well. Just perfect ult combination from this Kongdu Panthera side. This is a masterclass in escort as they are making their way to this point. 3 minutes on the clock.
Sound barrier out from Rogue, gonna try to buy some time. It's basically their last stand.
Answering sound barrier comes in though, as there's the self-destruct just to push them back. I'm not sure whether it's going to be enough. I mean, Nico trying to create some discord on the side of Kongdu Panthera, but they're pushing through so well. There's the Nano Hog.
Suit keeps him alive, but he does die right there as he takes out Nico's suit. Kongdu Panthera might be fighting up a little bit more than they can chew. I say that though, but Rascal actually just fires away. Fisher as well, swinging his way to success, takes out Nico and wins the payload. Just a couple meters away, 4.6 all they need. As Nox comes back in, drops down the barrier.
He's trying to be the hero that they need, but there is only 4 meters to go, and the payload is still creeping ever closer to the end of this escort map. It's Route 66 was Kongdu Panthera's decision, and you can see why.
Really well practiced, really well played from them overall, just really outskilling Rogue on this push so far. Self-destruct comes through, finds wins, they get Unko as well. That's all the supports, and Fisher throws down the Earth Shatter.
Just amazing. The Earth Shatter was perfect, and that's going to be it. Kongdu Panthera, with about 2.5 minutes remaining, just waltz towards the end. And yep, I mean, the speed reference is definitely the most effective one, Achilles. You hit that nail right on the head. That was stunning, and I don't know what the coach was saying in that booth in that tack pause, but my God, it must have been doling out the Michael's secret stuff.
I mean, I don't even know which one of the members on Kongdu Panthera would be Keanu, but either way, he got those people off the bus. They rescued them all. They got the payload into the final point.
So many Sandra Bullocks were saved today.
So much time on the payload for them, and now all the pressure in onto Rogue. After their first map victory on Hanamura, have to go the distance all the way to the finish, and hopefully with some time in the bank.
Well, Rogue, it's all on the line now. They need to get such a good push. I told a lie before, it was 2.5 minutes. It was only 2 minutes in the time bank.
That's still
quite
a bit.
Good.
We see a lot of people finishing these payloads, these hybrid maps with in overtime. So a lot of times there's not even any time bank for them. So to have 2 minutes 6 seconds is pretty damn good for Kongdu Panthera.
Yep. And it was just such a casual maneuver. Just immediately, I can't really, it's hard to comprehend just how easy it was for Kongdu Panthera at the beginning. Normally there's far more of a contest just after Big Earls, and especially on this Streets phase as well, when there's so many avenues of attack. Just Rogue were absent.
Really late transition here from Rascal. See what he's going to move over to. It's going to be Tracer. All right, so he can rejoin the team very swiftly.
Yeah, Birdring actually going to go on the defensive Widowmaker this time.
Yeah, trying to boost him up again. He's going to be looking for that intro shot. Up here with a grappling hook, turn, trying to get a headshot to open up the map. If he can find somebody like Unko or Soon, that'd be huge. Jump sip, not going to get anything.
Big fat Winston.
He gets a shot on the Nox, but outside of that, he's just going to be giving some ultimate meterage over to the side of the likes of Unko.
Yeah, now trying to just get himself into a position where he can possibly just body shot soon to
Oh,
there
okay.
it is!
Yep.
Like I said, body shot soon to death.
Yeah, just takes him out. Really nicely done.
The body,
No Tracer.
The benefit of having that Mercy boosting you means that Tracer's just gonna die.
Such a small window as well to actually get that shot off, but he finds it perfectly. So really nicely done. See if he can keep going with this. It's already 50% of the way towards that infra site.
Yeah. Oh, able to get a whole bunch of hits here as
Yep,
this
there we
dive,
go.
not quite enough. Birdring just grabs Nox. Now flying around, we'll see what he can get. Oh, that was so close to a headshot there onto AKM. Just creating some discord. There it is. Nico not going to be able to find any deflection on that particular bullet.
Oh boy. Rogue fans, not like this.
Not like this.
Well, they got to be saying at the moment. To get shut out. If this is just a full hold for Kongdu Panthera to win the set, to reinstill confidence in themselves after getting reverse swept against Lunatic High, to keep their hopes alive to make it into the round of 8, this would be one hell of a statement. A lot of work to be done by Rogue at the moment as Waka Waka already has that res ready to go.
One hell of a story here as well for Kongdu. The Kongdu organization here in Overwatch as well, with all of the switch-ups that they've made, all of the fact that it's just been interesting decisions, but no, Rogue is answering back for the moment.
It's a good start, but that's going to be the res. Brings them both back to life.
Make sure everyone is still alive. Rascal and Void very, very low, though. Have to be careful. Rascal is going to be falling. Nico takes down Fisher as well. Transcendence was thrown out.
Downco trying to keep them all alive here, and several kills coming through. It's really just Birdring, and as I say that, he goes down. The pulse bomb from Soon finds him.
I feel like we cast a curse Kongdu Panthera there just a little bit.
We might have done that. Oh well.
Unfortunate.
Either way, Rogue will not back down. 4.5 minutes on the clock for these guys as they move into the streets phase. Still a long ways to go if they want to make this. It was a decent first hold to start things off here from Panthera. They're actually going to be sticking in with this Widowmaker so far, but Fisher goes down right off the bat. Sunko finds a kill. Poking in from the backside.
Yeah, really good harassment here from Soon as well, just to make sure that everyone has to respect him. AKM going down so low. I believe that was a mine as the self-destruct comes in. AKM takes down Rascal. And Rogue really coming back to life here in this streets phase.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Just pushing so far forward, shoving Kongdu Panthera back towards the spawns and coming up with multiple kills. They chase in, they get Birdering. Nico going off on the Diva.
He's a man possessed.
Here we go. What looked like a very rough start. Just gets completely spun on its head as Rogue are basically replicating the performance of Kongdu Panthera at this point, just shoving that payload all the way in towards point B.
They're making Route 66 look like the easiest attack escort map in the game right now, Achilleos. Both of these teams with pretty dominating attack performances.
That Primal Rage getting popped up there by Fisher, and Unko uses the Transcendence. Keeps him alive and soon goes down.
Yeah, it's going to be the answering kill, though, as AKM takes down Luffy, and the attack visor now comes in. Void looking for some kills. Doesn't have too many options, though, as Rascal was dancing in there. AKM just takes him down with the Helix Rocket. That's going to be the end of that. Absolutely nothing there, as Rascal just crit with like 2 bullets and just dies.
Yeah, Fisher buys him a little bit more time. Luffy sneaking around the payload. Just draining a couple seconds off the time bank, but here we go. 4 minutes, 18 seconds available for Rogue. Half of that time, all they need to match Kongdu Panthera. If they can get it done faster, it would be one hell of a turnaround for them.
This
Their
is
hopes
the test.
alive and
this
force
is
out
the
that map
test
5.
for Rogue, though, because Fisher's now on that Reinhardt that we've seen him do so much work on, especially on Numbani earlier on. He's Earth Shattered to honestly win them that map. See whether he can have another one of those, but it's not going to be helpful if Rascal's just dead.
Yeah, that's a good start. He's going straight in on the Discord Orb target now, looking for Birdring. Gets him. 2 picks already coming through for the Tracer. Soon having a much better performance now.
Yeah, Pulse Bomb flew out, but was eaten by the Diva.
It's 4 members dead. Void getting ready to get popped out of that mech suit. Can he make it back? The answer is going to be no.
Oh, really good.
The payload, look how close this is
well.
already.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, this time bank is actually even going to be bigger than what Kongdu Panthera were able to put together. Still, another opportunity for a defense. Can they actually do it? Kongdu Panthera know that it's all on the line right now. They do stop it. It's got 2.5 meters to go as the Transcendence comes in from Rogue. They really want to try and answer this, but it's going to be Birdring grabbing wins. AKM answering back, but he's going to fall immediately. Rascal grabs that kill. Kongdu Panthera have lost 2. It's only 2 missing on both sides, but Rogue, can they break through this defense?
They're trying to just go ahead and shove them off, have that Primal Rage coming through, but the Earth Shatter comes through from Fisher, trying to keep their hopes alive, pin in on the Nox, they take him out, throws out the Flame Strike. Won't find much else other than a little bit of percentage going back up for another Earth Shatter, but it's 1.38 meters here for Kwangdu Panthera. The hopes that they have alive all ride on those few feet that Rogue have to close the distance on. The picks are coming through for Kwangdu. They're staving this off at least for the moment. The rollback should start happening here soon.
Birdering will almost have that whole hog available as well relatively soon, so it can push them off this point. They do try and go for these dives. 2 minutes. Rogue know that they just need to try and cap this point. Now the time bank is going to be in favor of Kwangdu if this is going to be pushed forward. Panthera have set themselves up now to get some control.
I mean, Birdring can really make or break a push from the side of Rogue. If he finds Unco or wins, gets rid of him, that's one less support. No Transcendence coming through. So look for those hooks. That one missing out. Rollback comes through just a little bit. It's about 5 meters or so to go for Rogue, so still extremely
Nox.
close.
He's going to get picked off. Birdring actually grabbed that one. Self-destruct was there, just thrown out. Not
Birdring
actually
goes down.
found. Oh my goodness, it's Unco that's able to pick up 2 with these orbs. A pulse bomb onto Fisher as well. As soon gets his angle. Luffy's going to die at the same time. Without that frontline, Rogue look to be able to push this
Sound
one
barrier.
forward. Yeah, can Kwangdu utilize this in order to stay alive though? Unco says no as he picks up 2 kills.
There's no one on it. They have to get on it.
Oh my god, that's almost a team wipe.
Fisher goes down. That should be it. Luffy pushing his way in, but they're going to go ahead. They're going to finish this push.
Oh god,
by
Rascal.
the look of it. Too many members dead. They complete the push. And Rogue keep their hopes alive. 1 minute 10 seconds, I believe, on that time bank. So almost
That's
a full
exactly
minute
it.
shorter than that of Kwangdu's, but they extend the map. They keep it alive. It all comes down to this, the tiebreaker.
And Rogue, I mean, they're certainly playing with the fans' hearts. They win the 2-point capture, now bring us to this tiebreaker on Escort on Route 66 after what was an utterly abysmal defensive phase. Then their attack phase was fantastic. Kwangdu Panthera really not necessarily finding a foothold there on the defense until the very end.
I gotta say, really excellent job by both Unco and Soon, especially those two, on that final push. Unco coming up with so many kills, on the
man.
Zenyatta, like double into Transcendence to just keep it going, make sure that that push is maintained. Soon coming up with multiple kills, you know, Pulse Bomb, getting rid of the Reinhardt, straight in onto Rascal, just finishing them off, just working through them. So really solid performance from them because I mean, soon he started off the day really strong, especially on Oasis in in University, and then it kind of fell off a little bit from there. He was losing out on those Tracer battles to the likes of Birdring, to Rascal when he was operating on it, and this has just been a good turnaround performance from him.
Yeah, certainly been impressive, but they have to keep it up. All of these players, only 1 minute 10, already ticking down. A lot of this is going to be done in overtime, Achilles, I have a feeling.
Almost certainly. I mean, if they could get it all the way to point A in less than a minute, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, it almost doesn't
But, I mean,
go
that's a
fast
good
enough.
start.
Birdring, yeah, is going to fall down. Unco, I don't know what is happening right now.
He is bloodthirsty on this Zenyatta right now. So finds another one. They keep the push going. Strong stuff.
Kwangdu just waiting to get their 6 back in order, but soon just being frustrating off to the side. Birdring's going to need to answer that as Unco still. I feel like we need to keep the camera on this guy and find out how he's hitting all of these orbs so perfectly. Discords fly out. Rascal's able to pick up soon. Nico's going to lose his mech. AKM falls as well as Void is playing fantastically well off to the side now.
All right, decent little fire back there, but yeah, Nox goes down. So Rascal will have to sprint his way back in. Only member that has an ultimate right now on the side of Kwangdu Panthera. A couple members not too far off. Waka Waka just now getting the resurrection. That could be the one that turns the tide. Keeps them in this.
Self-destruct is available here as well very, very soon on the side of Kwangdu Panthera as the res is also there. Nox is going to die. Unco dead as well. That is 3 down. And Kwangdu Panthera might just put an end to the hopes in the overtime right here. My God. Birdring with so much damage off to the side, and the attack fires are doing the work.
That's going to be it. Soon goes back in, tags in onto the point, but nobody else can get there in time. The overtime will tick down, and it's just about 62 meters, all that Kwangdu Panthera need.
This is going to have to be a heroic defense. And there's, remember, an extra minute for Kwangdu as well. That 2 minutes and 10 that they're able to lock down with their breeze through. on the attack.
I mean, we've seen so many teams complete the pushes in overtime, but Rogue just one after the other. The ultimates coming in much swifter for the side of Kongdu Panthera. They have plenty to layer. They have the backup of the Resurrect available for them. They find the victory there, stop out the push, and now don't have too far to go, just to the far corner of Big Earls.
Yep. Can't even get to the parking lot of Big Earls. That is disappointing. I'm not even sure whether there is one, really. However, it's certainly not in the middle of the road. So unfortunate stuff for Rogue fans, but they still have an opportunity to hold. 2 minutes is not a massively large amount of time, but it is still going to be so difficult.
For the distance that has to be achieved,
yeah,
2 minutes is, on paper, plenty of time for Kongdu Panthera, but like you said, one hell of a defense here for the side of Rogue. See, that's why they're pulling out all the stops. They're playing very far forward. This is going to be high risk, high reward. If they get picked off right at the beginning, it's going to be a big opening for Kongdu to go ahead and close this set out with a 3-1. They do have their staple triple DPS coming through. Nico operating back in over onto that Genji.
Yeah, Luffy actually finds them off to the side there as well, so nice scouting. Birdering getting charged up, wanting to try and grab some of these kills from the really forward positioning of Rogue. Yeah, Nox already taken out, wins to follow. That is frontline and support already removed. Oh my god, Kongdu, what is this?
Is absolutely ripping through them. Rascal winning the Genji battle as well. Soon gets the recall off on Tracer, but he's still basically dead to rights. He'll fall in the end. The boop from the D.Va takes him out. Recalls coming through from Rogue. They have wins to speed them up. They can contest this, but it's still going to be so very close. The payload is going to get quite a bit of distance gained on this push.
Only a couple of opportunities here for any sort of wipes. I feel like they're not going to be able to make it back in after this one, so last-ditch defense from Rogue to try and stop this payload. Soon gets himself up there, but now you can hear the music. We are closing in already.
Good start though, Nico opening up Rascal, getting rid of him. Good pick off, and you can see Kongdu Panthera, they don't want to fight this in the 5v6. They want to go in this full members ready to go, so Rascal can dash around the backside, finish off multiple low members as Birdring tries to open up their HP bars. Pulse bomb comes through, finds him though, so nice pick off. Just buying more and more time, still 45 seconds on the clock. And about 15 meters left for Kongdu Panthera.
Yeah, we got to have the respawn coming in from Birdring there as well. Soon's taken down by Luffy, the answering god of the Zenyatta.
Can he get it done? No, Nico! That's going to be so crucial. Loses the Dragon Blade. He only gets a couple swipes off. No kills coming through.
And loses his life as well. It's so important to keep members alive.
And they get Unko.
This is so dangerous. The payload starts moving again. No distance remaining. This is so close. As Soon wants to get himself onto the point. He snaps himself back. He survives for a moment, but oh my god.
That's going to be it.
Is going ballistic. This is going to be Kongdu Panthera keeping their hopes alive in game number 4. No longer relying on Mighty AOD to win over Lunatic High.
And you can see it from the players' reactions. You can hear it from the crowd. Absolutely exploding. Korea reigning supreme as Fisher picks up the flag. It's a little bit charred out, that flag. They went, they went through the meat grinder.
Well,
those
they did
last
on
2 maps,
capture as well.
But Kongdu, they keep it going for themselves. They give Rogue their first loss in Apex Season 3. And they denied them what would have almost certainly been a guaranteed second place.
Some disbelief on the faces of the Rogue players. Still, of course, going to do a lot of development as they get used to being here in Korea and stuff like that. I definitely know about, moving to a completely new country, even if they're not going to be here permanently. So, see what's going to happen with Rogue in future weeks. But Kongdu Panthera, just a fantastic performance tonight, and was certainly not a team faltering. It was Kongdu Panthera just looking better, honestly, in most of the situations.
I mean, the start of that game, so strong for Rogue on Oasis. Taking out University, relative ease, looking really good. I mean, getting the first cap on City Center, running the clock all the way up. And then Kongdu Panthera comes out, they get it, they get the take, they run it all the way to 100%, and then from there, it just started slipping out of their grasp.
And it would have been so different if Rogue had have actually just held on that second point of Oasis, like it was looking like they were going to be able to.
Yeah, could have just started things off with a 1-0.
We could be going into game number 5 right now had that been the case, but you can Hindsight's 2020, Achilles.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's easy.
Panthera definitely deserved that first
It's
victory.
very easy for us to sit up here in our high chairs and
Yeah, we are very high up.
kind of nitpick.
Yeah.
We're also a bit like toddlers, so we're sitting in high chairs. But we can nitpick the play. We're the spectators, the viewers. When you're in the moment, when you have so much going on, so much pressure.